Welcome back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. Today on 5-Minute Licks, I want to show you some Tabor-inspired chords. Specifically, I want to show you the chords that are used in the intro of the knnMWCsPrS song Pleiades. It's on the album Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, which incidentally turned 32 years old the other day. One of my favorite albums of all time. If you haven't listened to that album, please, for me and for yourself, go and have a listen to it. It's just a stunning example of why I think knnMWCsPrS are one of the best rock trios of all time. It really has everything, and Pleiades kind of sums up their entire sound in one song. Now, a little bit of a story with this one. Ty basically credits this song as being the first song he wrote with drop D tuning, and the song which really, I guess, kind of helped knnMWCsPrS find their sound. He wrote it years before it came out on Gretchen, and as we all know, knnMWCsPrS, they were dubbed the godfathers of grunge by Jeff Ament from Pearl Jam, and they were hugely influential on a lot of the bands that made up the so-called grunge scene. And as we all know, grunge kind of mainstreamed drop D. So yeah, I'm kind of going to credit Ty Tabor and Pleiades as being the little germ that got the whole drop D thing so popular. And to get started, we have to tune to drop D. So just tune standard and take your low string and tune it to D. What we're going to do is basically hold down a D chord to start with, but we don't have to worry about the high string, so I just let my middle finger float free here. Then we're going to arpeggiate in order the 6th string, the 4th string, the 2nd string, and the 3rd string. So we get this. So we're just outlining a D5 chord there. In fact, the first 3 notes are all D, and we finish on the 5th, which is an A. Next, we're gonna lift our first finger and we're gonna put it on fret 2 of the low string. That is an E note, and we're gonna play in order the 6th string, the 4th string, the 3rd string, and the 2nd string. So we have this. Pay careful attention to the rhythm there, because this note is anticipated or pushed. So we get this. What you're going to do next is we're going to play a C add 9 chord. So my middle finger is on fret 3 of the 5th string, my pointer finger is on fret 2 of the 4th string, and my ring finger hasn't moved yet. Notice we've got this droning high D note on there. That is something that Ty uses all the time. Alex Lifeson does the same thing. Lots of other players. It's just such an amazing trick. And we're just going to arpeggiate those notes in order. So far. And here's the real Ty Tabor bit coming up next. We're just going to play the 1st fret of the 5th string, and then we'll arpeggiate the open D and open G. Then we'll play the 1st fret on the low string, the flat 9, the thing that makes this sound like knnMWCsPrS. So we get this. All up. Fantastic use of drones, drop D. Everything about this is just phenomenal. I love the way that riff sounds. If you wanted to experiment with a few of these ideas yourself, one thing I recommend to people is if you're in drop D, the low 3 notes form a power chord. So you could take a single finger power chord and just move it around and hit a G string as a drone, and you get stuff that kind of sounds like knnMWCsPrS. I use this stuff all the time. If you go and listen to the chorus in the Ragdoll song Shine, those first 2 chords in Pleiades are used in that chorus there. Slightly different. And then if you want to do the riffage section, this is a lot more kind of like, my first drop D riff. Basically, you're using the low 3 strings open, the 2nd fret, the 3rd fret, and the 5th fret. So I need some tone. And to put the finishing touches on there, I think for the second verse, he starts with that second chord in there, which is actually like an E minor 7 chord. And then he plays this chord, which is really, really interesting. We have a low F, but then we've got A and D on the G string and the B string. Like I said, listening to King's X, it just kind of inspires me, and playing around with these chord voicings also inspires me to play. It's hard not to get into this. I'm going to do some more videos about different Tabor-isms, so let me know which songs you'd like me to break down. Have some fun with this, and go and listen to Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. Do yourself a favor, and have a great weekend. I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for watching. As always, there will be tab up on my Patreon. Feel free to jump on the Discord server and chat about how much you love King's X as well. I'll see you all next time.